last bull has bucked on the last day and the last performance here at the College National Finals. Welcome to CNFR Tonight. I'm your host, Brandon Edwards, inviting you into our beautiful set provided by Sierra West, the place where all the Casper locals go for their Western furnishings. Today was day 7, or as we call it, Championship Saturday, and what a week it concluded here at the College National Finals in the beautiful Ford, Wyoming Center. Get ready for a fun show. We get to talk to some wonderful people like pickup man Dwayne Gilbert, talking about his work inside the arena, Coach Will Loomis from Northwest Mississippi Community College, and our NYRA student president, Jessica Stevens of Montana. So buckle up, folks. Get ready. Stay tuned for all the excitement, action, and behind-the-scenes footage. Welcome to CNFR Tonight. Hey, we're back to CNFR Tonight, and the gentleman beside me, I know if y'all follow rodeo, you know him from his time in Vegas and on the rodeo trail as a competitor, but today we get to talk to him for his role as coach of Northwest Mississippi Community College. Mr. Will Loomis, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. Thanks for spending a little time with us. Talk to us, man, about the difference between, being an athlete, competing for yourself, and being a coach and getting to share that knowledge or the preparation with your athletes.
It's pretty cool. It's being a coach has been so rewarding for me the last 2 years. This year really being my first, team that I've really gotten to recruit. But I say that to say this, what I'm telling my guys, and my girls at certain rodeos, but also at the College National Finals is, just trusting your preparation. There's a reason you're here. There's a reason, that you've won as much as you have. And it's really cool for me going into this summer run, with me fixing to start kind of going to some big rodeos. It's kind of tuning me up, tuning my mental game up to again trust my preparation and just go into it, knowing that this is what I do and there's a reason that I've had the success that I have.
Beyond that preparation of the long season of practices and everything, what else do you have them focus on or break down for them at bigger rodeos like this to deal with any specific adversities to maybe a specific arena setup or just that high pressure situation of a bigger stage?
A lot of people put so much pressure on it being such a high stakes rodeo, and it is, don't get me wrong. But this is, like the national finals to me. This is the biggest thing, right now that some of these college kids are going to go to. And, the best thing is just knowing that it's just another steer and it's just another animal. Take in and soak up all the great crowd and Boyd, Paul Hamus and, and just shouting. And, it's really cool. And the energy level is great, but just understanding when you're going into this, it's just another animal, and then, if we're gracious enough to do our job. And that's really what I just honestly tell all my guys and my girls. And just make it that simple. Just do your job, And as a college rodeo athlete, that includes doing your schoolwork and taking care of your animals and all that. But once we get here, doing your job is simply just hitting the barrier and doing your job. I mean, again, there's a reason that these guys and girls are here. And, if you're, now that, we're with the short round and everything, it's just, again, they've trusted their preparation. They've done their job. That's why they're here. So let's just do it one more time.
There you go. With college rodeo being that balance of academics, the school life, doing this, give me your top 2 things you look for in recruits as far as what are the 2 factors you look for that you think that person's going to be successful in the balance that is college rodeo.
To start that off, I want to say that, as our community college, we're very technical college. There's a lot. So there's a lot of things that gear more towards, rodeo guys as far as welding and HVAC and, things that they can do when they're not rodeoing. A lot of those technical programs are not necessarily as hard to get into, but also not as hard to learn because it's just learning a trade and you start from the grounds up and you get to use your hands. Yep. And me personally, it's easy for me to learn if I can use my hands. So, the academic side of things is not something I necessarily look at right off the bat because, again, if they're going into those trades, it's pretty easy to learn. My main 2 things are, number 1, attitude, how you control yourself in those high stress situations. And if it goes bad, how you control yourself and how you act after. Because, that's the 2 things that I tell my students is, number 1, do your job. And again, that goes back to your schoolwork and all of that. Number 2, be a professional. Because that's what we're doing here. We go from high school rodeo to college rodeo to professional rodeo. And you've got to grow with the sport. And if you want to go to the next level and go to and the next level includes sponsors and everything else, you have to be a professional. So, I look at attitude, and then obviously, as much as I would love to just have a school full of steer wrestlers, right? But I did make the college finals roping calves and did well here roping calves. The more events you do, the better. And again, usually specialize in one normally. But the guys that do, I've got Christian Cagle ended up just outside of making the short round this year, but he ropes calves, steer wrestles, team ropes, and rides saddle bronc horses, and rode saddle bronc horses and steer wrestled at the college finals. So, that's another aspect because honestly, I mean, we're talking about team points here. The more events they do, the more points we get.
That's true. Uh, Man said it all. If you ever get a chance to hear this dude talk, you need to hear him talk because he will put on a sermon. He will give you all the information in the world. And speaking as somebody who's got the chance to be involved in college rodeo the last couple of years, is right now heading up a program that is going absolutely nowhere but straight up. So
Thank you.
glad to have you as part of the whole college rodeo team here going on, man. And looking forward to more seeing you back here in Casper many years to come. Well, that is all for our interview with Will Loomis. Next, we're going to talk to one of our sponsors.
We are chasing a dream, one that tests our grit, our faith, our courage. This dream calls us. It unites us. Here's to those who lead this life.
Hi, everybody. We're back. CNFR tonight. It is the final day. Everything is concluded here in Casper, Wyoming. We're sitting here with Jessica Stevens, the NIRA student president. Jessica, just to jump right into it, talk to us about your very unique route to what you've done in college rodeo. You're doing your undergrad. You are the student president, which means you do get an extra year of eligibility. And as we've learned, you're going to go right into the Air Force after you graduate. So talk about how you came up with that plan and how you're seeing it through and what it's meant for you to be that.
Yeah, absolutely. I really like being diverse. I don't like having just one skill, and I really want to help the communities wherever I'm at. And so I think being able to go into the Air Force and help the communities wherever I'm stationed by using also my degree and helping to kind of tie people in. I think our country is very spread out right now, and I really want to bring us together and be able to use my ag background, but also like military background. I know a lot of people support military, and I think by being in that background, they'll be able to hear me out in the ag department as well. And so I'm excited to see how I'm able to tie that all in.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And thank you for what you've served here in NIRA, and thank you for your heart for service to your country as well, and everybody involved.
Absolutely.
For those watching at home, a lot of students have kind of posed the questions when they see what the student board does and what the board does here. Talk about what does that entail? What does the student president take care of? Like what fires are you putting out all week?
Wow. Well, first off, I'm overseeing all of the student directors as the president, and so we're making sure that we're getting ready for the contestant meeting, the armband ceremony. We're making sure the contestants know like the do's, the don'ts, where they can ride, all that kind of stuff. And we also have a bunch of meetings throughout the week where we're just catching up on what happened the night before, making sure we're perfecting it for the next day, making sure the rodeo is running smooth, and just trying to make sure that this is the best CNFR ever.
And balancing that while you're also competing, we might add,
Yeah,
just to throw another iron in the fire
Yep,
for you.
yep.
So
Yeah,
how is it to compete in this building for those at home?
Oh, it's a lot of fun. It's definitely been enjoyable. I've been here 2 years. Didn't do the best, but that's God's plan. You don't always get to have the best runs, and that's why rodeo is a humbling sport for sure. And you get to go back out there and work hard at home and hopefully make it back next year. But yeah, it's exciting being able to compete, but also be on the other side where you're working with, the commissioner, the NIRA office, all the faculty directors, and just everybody helping out. It's really amazing to see how everything ties in.
This is Jessica Stevens, the NIRA student president this year, finishing out her term here in 2024. And as always, thank you for everything you've done. And we look forward to seeing you here more times as you're going to be finishing out your college career. We're going to be right back on CNFR tonight with our pickup man, Dwayne Gilbert. Hey, CNFR tonight, and we get to talk to another gentleman that is here for our college rodeo in 2024, making it happen, Mr. Dwayne Gilbert, one of our pickup men this year. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you this
I'm
evening?
great, man. Thanks for stopping by. How many years have you worked college national finals?
I believe it's 12. I come here in 2012, and then with the COVID year, this is the 12th year that that I've been here. So yeah.
Well, how many horses do you bring every year? You personally, and then how do you, if you happen to know how many Sean brings, your other partner
Yeah.
out there, how many horses does it take to do this rodeo?
It takes 8. I mean, that's what you have to have with that. Them first 3 days are grueling. You know, we book a lot of stuff in 3 days, and you have to have 8. I bring 10 every year. Had one get a little sore the other night just for those instances. You know, it's a long week, so we usually bring between 8 and 10, but it's not one you can get by with 5 on.
Yeah,
So.
I can only imagine. What do you do to prepare? I mean, what do you do to be ready for a situation? You know, working with another person that's horseback as well. You know, talk us through what gets you to that level of preparation.
I think probably, I mean, everyone that's picked up can vouch for this. First, you have to have your horses to a point that you can do your job on, 'cause you're only as good as your horse. And then it's just years of experience, you know. You have to go learn how to do it and read animals, and sometimes it works out really good, and other times you can do the same thing, and it's not the same results. So some days a diamond, some days a stone type of deal, you know.
Yeah, I can imagine. Man, I can tell you honestly, there's been a couple of times this year where I have stopped realizing that I'm not actually watching the rodeo and getting to watch you guys work, and you guys put on an absolute masterclass out there of your craft, and I don't think it gets said enough just how important pickup men in general are to our sport, and just the level of skill that it takes to do the job that y'all do, and you do an incredible job at it. So,
Well, there's a lot of people that can do the job that we do here, you know, and we're fortunate enough to have the job. Sean's a great pickup man. The first time I worked with him was at the Ram National Finals. We'd never even been in the same arena together, and we just get along. We kind of know what each other's thinking, and then when now we've worked together at other rodeos like Cheyenne and around the country, and you work with enough people and good hands all the time that they actually make you look better, you know, and that's how it is. Surround yourself with the better people, and you look good. So. Yeah.
that's solid life advice
Yeah.
all the way around. But he said it all that I could ask him to say, but I'll tell you what, again, if you ever get a chance to come to this rodeo and watch this gentleman and Sean Calhoun work, it is an absolute art to what they do. Thank you for being with us here on CNFR tonight. We're going to be back with a little more. Stick around. Well, folks, thank you for joining us this year on CNFR Tonight. This has been our first year of this program, and it has been an absolute thrill to get a chance to put out results every single night, plus introduce all of those that are watching to some of the great people that make up this association and are the driving force between college rodeo. We hope you've enjoyed the interviews and our peeks behind the chutes. And we want to remind you from this point going forward that there will be a chance to catch the entire short round on ESPN. That is going to be on August 20th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN. And they will have the full short round in 2 one-hour television shows. Don't forget, if you've got any stats that you'd like to see, they've got the complete results and information available at collegerodeo.com. And until then, we come back in 2025. We will see you later on CNFR Tonight.